Hello folks, this is Travis of Elliston Equine Solutions. I'm down here at the Clopton Cow Company in a nice sunny part of Arizona. So if you're in Montana or Maine or one of those cold states, I hope you're staying warm, because I know I am down here. No pun intended. Well, maybe. All right. Anyhow, besides the fact, what I'm talking about today is introduction of the Spur. Okay. So here I just got a Spur, and I'm going to talk about my disclaimer right now. If you don't believe in the use of Spurs, you can just stop watching this right now. Okay, it's just a tool. Those of you against it, against Spurs, I don't really care. Okay, and this is why. A Spur is no different than, let's say, a rifle that's laying up against the wall of a house. That rifle is not going to explode by itself. You have to pick it up and shoot it for something, for it to do something, okay? So what I'm getting at, it's the use of the human behind the tool. And yes, firearms are a tool, in my opinion. It is the user of the tool that causes harm. So same thing with the Spur. If you're using this Spur in the wrong way, that's on the human. It has nothing to do with this Spur. Let me put this Spur on the ground and say, get after the horse. Why aren't you getting after the horse? The Spur ain't going to do nothing, okay? Now, if I pick it up and use it, now it creates something, okay? So that's my disclaimer. If you think they're medieval, then why is the Spanish riding school still using them? Okay, so that's my disclaimer. Now, for the rest of you who want to enjoy my channel, we're going to talk about introduction of the Spur to the horse. Okay, this horse is already got 6 rides. He's getting very, very slow and lethargic on moving. All right, and that's just his demeanor. He's a real calm guy. He is fast when he wants to be, but most of the time he just wants to amble. Drives me nuts. So on Spurs, you're either doing refining with Spurs, or you're making sure that, because when you ask with escalation aid, ask to just tell whatever escalation aid that you're using, you're offering the best deal. So if I'm riding, I use my calves to squeeze. If he blows them off, I'm going to use my heels. If the heels don't work, well, then I got to move up to something like this, okay? And that's what we're going to do today. But I want to do it in a safe fashion, a safe manner. So he's already comfortable with a lot of groundwork. He's already been used to hot hands, and that's a video on my YouTube channel. Please check it out. And oh, by the way, since you're watching this, please hit like and please hit subscribe. I love you deep inside for that. Okay. So one of my YouTube channels talks about hot hands. What hot hands is basically, I'm just going to take my hand. I'm not going to cover the whole video, but I am going to put my hand someplace where I want a reaction. Okay, so if I come over here, and my cue for untracked hindquarters is back here with my hand, or my leg, okay, I bring my leg back here and I cue, I want to either use the Spur, okay, or my hand, and that's for a step. On, off, okay, on, off. Real simple like that. If I want to move the front end around, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my rein, in this case my lead rope, put my hand by the girth. Sometimes I got to bring it forward to exaggerate till I get it. I'm going to place it on there, on and off. Okay, so I want to make sure they got my signal down so there's no confusion. Savvy? Now, when it comes to the Spur, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to sit here and just jab him with this thing, okay? Once again, I'm trying to educate the horse, not scare the horse. I'm educating the horse. I don't want to scare the horse. I don't, for God's sake, want to be on top of the horse, scare the crap out of the horse first time with Spurs, and then us getting into fights. It doesn't do no good. If you look at Ed Connell books, none of the bronc twisters, the first few rides ever wore spurs, okay? That's something they want to develop later, and that's something I kind of do too. But he's got 6 rides, so now I want to introduce them. So basically what I do is I'm going to do the same thing I do in my groundwork. I'm going to take my spur, and all I'm going to do is slightly roll them up this side, okay? So I'm going to have the horse go forward. I'm going to take my spur, and I'll slightly on-track the hind quarters until he gives, okay? We'll do it one more time. So I'm going to ask the horse to go. I take my spurs, take my route, and I'm going to ask for the hips to on-track. You can see he just on-tracked his hindquarters when I rolled the spur up, okay? Do it again at a standstill. A lot hard for a horse without momentum. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to roll it and release it. As soon as he took a step, that's all I needed. You can see his head isn't going up in the air being reactive. He's not going survival mode. I'm just rolling this. I'm not jabbing. I'm not doing anything bad, okay? I'm just asking him to do something. Now we're going to move the front end of the horse. So I'm going to set my lead rope on top of the neck. I'm over here 45-degree angle from the shoulder, being safe. I got my neck rein here. And I'm going to put my spur right here by the girth area. And I'm going to ask him to take a step forward. And I'm just going to roll. Roll and release. Good. Roll, release. Good. Okay. So I'm going to have my cameraman come over here a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to get this tie strap out of the way too. Now watch, his legs are crossed, so I'm going to help him out. So I'm going to take my spur, rein across the neck at the same time. Boom. Good boy. Does he really look bothered? No. Okay. Am I being soft about it? Yes. Now, do I have to roll so much? No. I could go like this, just a short roll, okay? But I don't have to gouge them, okay? Especially when I'm teaching them. I want them to accept it, but do refinement on this piece of equipment. Once I feel comfortable, okay, with spurs, now I feel like whatever I do on one side of the horse, I got to do to the other. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the other side of the horse and demonstrate on this side. Might be more active on this side, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm on this side of the horse and I'm in a safe area. One thing I like about is when I'm moving, this is a key point, is when I'm asking them, I already got the nose coming. I'm going to drive the horse forward. I'm going to ask for the foot on track. When this foot on tracks, okay, what I mean by on track, when it crisscross like this, the foot's up in there, that's when I'm going to introduce the spur right here. It's going to be hard for the horse to blow up or kick or anything because his legs are crossed. So if I use the method of field timing and balance, that's when I'm going to introduce this. All right, so that is a key ingredient I want to point out, and now I'm going to illustrate to you. So I'm going to ask the horse to go forward. I'm going to tip the nose in. Good. 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 So I'm timing with the hind feet. Good. Good. I want him to associate that. So that's another way I could pull it off with the spur where he doesn't get bothered, but I am safe because if he does blow up, his nose over here, guess where his hip's going? His hip's going out, okay? And his legs are crisscrossed. So once I know you can take the pressure there off of a set of spurs, some people call them hooks, okay? Do the same thing in the front because I want to make sure my front end works here on the horse. I'm going to place the rein on it. Good. Rub them. Good. Rub them. Good. Rub them, okay? Was I being grotesquely mean to my horse? No. Does my horse look bothered by the use of these big scary spurs? He should be reacting to them right now if he was mad about them if I used them wrong, right? He'd be looking at them and go, ah, okay? He's not doing that, okay? So once again, it is the human that can abuse this tool. Just like a human can pick up a hammer and abuse it on somebody, okay? So let's just stop with the nonsense of spurs. It's a tool, once again, it's used for refinement work, and it's also used as escalation of aid. Escalation aid is just promise of pressure. Okay, I'm promising with a little bit more pressure with this because it's going to one small area versus the big width of a heel of a cowboy boot or a calf. That's all, okay? So I hope that you understand the use of spurs. I might do some videos later on covering all the aspects of a spur. And yeah, we might do that later on down the road, okay? But anyhow, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and jump on the horse and I'm going to use my spurs. He's never had spurs on before. Once again, this will be his 7th ride. And we'll see how he does now I introduced it to him. He might get goosey, he might get western, I don't know. But I'm hoping I got enough homework where if I use them correctly, they won't. All right? So I appreciate you watching my channel. It means a lot to me. Thank you for coming up here. Please stay on and watch other videos. But now with this spur, you have the knowledge, so now you became the solution. Take care now. Adios. Alright, so I just got on deck of Halo here. He's a quarter horse. This will be his 7th ride. And I'll try to get him there we go, to pick up that foot. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to do short bumps on him. I'm going to rub his head, a little bit slack, let him know it's okay. He's licking and chewing there. And once again, I am doing horizontal flexion here. And I'm just doing slight vibrates until he comes over. Because you only use one hand at a time with a hackamore. Rub his head. And it's constant slacks, okay? Now, the biggest thing you'll see is my hands are wide. And I use one rein at a time because in the beginning you want the horse to see your hands and what you're doing, okay? They learn off of that. And then later on you can start collapsing your hands to a normal riding position when they're real close like they're handcuffed. So this is all I want right now. Now, I'm going to tilt his right eye. I'm going to ask him to go. He's going. I'm going to rub his outside neck. I haven't brought the spurs in yet, but I will. And we should be loose on the hill of the hackamore. He's interested in some horses over there, so I'm going to make him turn. I don't want him to concentrate on me more than what's going on out there. Good. So always ask. I just don't take the loose and just go wham, slamming the hackamore against his face. That would be impolite. That would be the same as somebody coming up to you and slapping you across the face. You probably wouldn't appreciate it. There's going to be times when we need a doubling him around. But right now isn't the time. What is doubling? Doubling is like a one-range stop. So I'm going to get timing with the feet being up out there and apply the same thing. So I'm just rubbing him here, and then pretty soon I'm going to start on track with hindquarters. A little bit more, I've been using my calf, but I'm going to start introducing that spur. So the same thing I did on the ground is what I'm going to do. See how slow he is? If I'm just using my calves, this is why I'm going to use my spurs and let them know, okay? So I'm going to try to do it in a controlled manner. So I'm going to bring it and play just like I did the ground. When I was on track at hindquarters, when I introduced the spur, that's what I'm going to do right now with my spur. My spur's on, spur off, spur on, spur off, spur on, spur off, okay? And I'm just doing slight rolls and just a little bit of pressure, and he didn't blow up on me, which makes me very, very happy, okay? And I'm going to do it 3 times as one side because everything comes in threes. That's what the good book says. Something that Josh Lyons taught me a long time ago. Everything comes in threes, okay? Everything good anyhow. So I'm going to ask again. 1, 2, 3. Ride them out, okay? Now I'm going to direct him towards the fence. My hands are wide with this hackamore. Good. Bumping with my calves. And I'm going to do it one more time with my spur on track 9/4. So if his legs are crossed, he can't do what? He can't buck. He can't bolt on me. You're trying to mitigate the risk is what I'm trying to say. But we're doing it in a polite fashion, in a polite way. Look over my shoulder. I'm going to on, off with spur, right out of it, okay? Now, I'm going to do the left side. He's starting to figure this out now. So now I'm going to look over my left shoulder so he knows my left hip bone's down, my leg's shaped. And timing with that leg picking up, I'm going to introduce that spur, rub him because he didn't blow up, go ballistic. And now you'll look at my spurs and say, gosh, dang, those look aggressive. They're not, okay? And you're like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, if it's a single, you grab a number 2 pencil, single one, and I start poking you with it, that would hurt, okay? Because there's a lot of singular. So if I take a whole bunch, number 2 pencils, wad them into a fist and start hitting you, I would have probably 20 pencil points in you at the same time. That is not going to hurt you, okay? Because it spreads out the point of impact of all them lead pencils. Same thing with these spurs I got right here. And if you're wondering, yes, they are Jeremiah Watt production spurs, just in case you're curious. I like them. You don't like them? Well, good for you. I like them. I got some Garcias. I got some other different types of spurs. I really like these ones. And so I'm just concentrating on using them. My hands wide again. Vibrate, vibrate, on track, good. Now, I got that working out for me. Now I'm going to alternate right front foot. I'm going to shake, get some motion. Motion's your friend. Right, left spur, right spur, left spur, right spur, left spur, right spur, left spur, right spur, left spur. I can tell he's already starting to move a little bit faster. You're going to say, well, Travis, you're paddling your horse. Gosh damn right I am, okay? I'm teaching them that the spurs are there. I am walking with my horse. My right leg is left leg. Right leg, left leg. I'm walking with his front legs. Let me be more specific about that. I am, get that right eye.